I've always been making and drawing since I was a very small child at the kitchen table. My mum was really encouraging and let me just kind of get on with it. But because I had a lot of pets, the main resource that I had to work from was the animals. So I was always making and drawing the animals, and it was just a natural progression to carry on. To study. When I started in secondary school, my teacher was really good and used to let me stay on later and do any extra work that I wanted to do. It was really encouraging. They let me know about Withens Lane Art College, where I met, and kept me updated on all things like that, of where to apply next, because all I knew was that I just had to keep on making, really. After finishing in school, where I did get to study ceramics as one of the courses, as well as art and design, so I had some basic understanding of it. I went on to Withens Lane. I was there for 3 years, and it was then that I finally really quite felt at home. I just loved how diverse the work that you could produce there was, and the people were amazing to work with. I made a great bunch of friends, and the staff were fabulous, very encouraging, and I just felt like I was in the right place, whereas I never quite fitted in school. I just felt almost at home. Once I got to art college, I loved it and absolutely thrived there. When I got to Wolverhampton University, I specialised in ceramics and glass, and it was great because you learned all aspects of ceramics, printmaking, throwing, everything from the first year, mould making. On my 3rd year of my degree, Dennis Farrell suggested that I apply for the Victoria and Albert Museum's Contemporary Ceramics competition, Contemporary Ceramics 2 it was. And so I applied and luckily was accepted, and I won a couple of prizes there, which was basically one of the major things that helped launch the career. It was a very lucky break very early on, which I'm quite grateful for, really. It helped me cut out quite a lot of stages. Once I'd exhibited at the V&A, one of the prizes actually was an exhibition at Contemporary Ceramics, so that introduced me to a gallery straight away. Then I also did Hatfield House Art in Clay as a student that year, and I think we won the prize there, which was great exposure again, so that got us in a few arts magazines. And also just dealing with people who are interested in art, collectors, just people who make makers, galleries, all at the same time in one space was amazing exposure from early on also. So I had two very lucky breaks. Because of the experience at the V&A, there was quite a few galleries that wanted to work with me when they met me at Hatfield House. So I was quite lucky to have a range of galleries to start working with as soon as I'd finished my degree. So I did my MA part-time and did exhibitions the rest of the time to try and help fund it. On the final year of my MA, my mum was taken quite ill and I had to basically move home overnight, so I didn't really have much things around me. But because I'd stayed in contact with my old art teacher and Wirral Met, they let me go and fire my pieces there, and then I ended up doing a bit of teaching just part-time at Wirral Met, which also was a great contact, and it just gave me a little bit of time out really and mixing with artists again, which was lovely to have. So I carried on that because it helped me fund setting up my own studio, and it was also just nice mixing with the kids and watching how they developed and things as well. With some of the money that I'd saved from different exhibitions, I had the rabbit that had won me a few prizes from the V&A cast in bronze, because I thought it'd be quite a lucky little rabbit, and it was the first piece I ever had accepted in the Royal Academy Summer Show, at which I've shown since quite a few more times. I love how diverse it is. I mean, going into the bronze area, that's opened other doors for me. One of the main reasons I started to work in bronze was so I could push the pose that little bit further. If there's a piece that I couldn't make in clay because it just had 1 point contact, I could definitely make it in bronze because I could reinforce the section with steel and just really push it. And I wanted, it's like with the fighting hares, I wanted them to be as aggressive as possible, as if they're just about to fall, and you to feel as if they're going to go. But I also wanted to keep them quite light, so I cut them back quite intensely in the wax stage to keep a feeling of light and movement within the form. So they're quite hollow considering they're bronze. I also went on to do some life-size pieces from the dancers, one of which was a commission for Beetham organisation that because they'd done it was for the penthouse, so I wanted to incorporate the skyline into it in some way. So I folded the dress into the Liverpool skyline for them, and with their tower having the red lights for the restaurant, I inlaid that with rubies just to add a bit of character. So from the front it was just a dancer moving with a flowing dress, in the back the dress became clouds and the Liverpool skyline. So I've had some very lucky breaks, and tried to keep them up to date, and I became a member of Chelsea Arts Club not long ago, and I'm about to do an exhibition with them. I exhibit a lot in the States now due to the Blue Coat were taking me to collect quite frequently, and that was fabulous exposure because it's situated at the Victoria and Albert Museum. There's galleries from all over the world exhibiting there, very high level, some beautiful work to show alongside. And I was introduced to other galleries through Collect, so they offered to take me to Sofa Chicago. So I travelled over them with the baby, which was quite an interesting situation. But I also met some American galleries while I was over there, which meant, and I then had a contact in America to start working with. They took me to Sofa New York, where I got my first New York gallery.